Hello. So in this video, I'm going to discuss a recent trade that I took and just going to put my thoughts out there, see if this turns out being a good or a bad trade. I made this on a shitcoin called Vechain, in case you aren't aware what Vechain is. To be honest, I don't really know if it's a shitcoin or not. I just call it a shitcoin because it has a large community and just YouTubers and other social media people tend to really pump this coin. But I haven't really done any research on it. Seems shitty. I understand the general concept of it. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, I think it's probably a shitcoin. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just purely trading it for the purposes of a shitcoin. And the idea that I was doing is that I wanted to try and do a swing trade on this coin after, just a general rebound in the crypto market. So I'm going to sort of give you my thoughts on why I decided to get in where I did, and also how I plan to scale or get out of this trade. So if you look here, I made the trade. I bought it off Qcoin actually because I had some cash in here. I took the position with a market order around 0.107, roughly speaking, obviously with markets. So just about here, okay. And I put in only 500 bucks, so nothing crazy, okay? So you can also give me shit for the small amount that I'm trading here. But I just wanted to kind of take a gamble, take a punt, as they say, um, and see if I could just make a little bit of extra cash. Throughout this period, my primary thing that I've actually been doing over the last few weeks or close to a month now is just loading up on Ethereum. Um, so that's where most of my funds have actually gone, but this is just kind of like a swing trade I'm taking for shits and giggles. Let's see if I get burned on it or not. So now let me just quickly explain, especially if you're a beginner, as to like what was my reasoning behind taking this trade. Okay, so obviously I took the trade at around this level here where I drew the line, and um, you could argue that I maybe entered into this position a little too late. But the reason chose to enter here was because I got multiple confirmations on the daily time frame, okay, which is the primary time frame I'm using to trade or to get into cryptocurrencies, period. I got multiple confirmations that I believe that made me believe that we will potentially go back to a lot significantly higher prices or market cap for VeChain. Okay, so first of all, obviously, like in terms of the general downswing here, okay, we actually saw the the chart actually kind of almost like, what do you call this, like concave, in the sense that the while we were setting lower lows here, here, and here, okay, we actually saw overall the kind of general trend line kind of start to flatten out, which is generally a good sign, meaning that the market was kind of trying to reverse. The buyers were buying up VeChain at like less significant drops than before. Okay, so that was the first general really good sign that I was really seeing. Okay, but that wasn't enough for me to actually then take a position into a shit coin like VeChain. Okay, I don't have any belief in this. I don't know shit about it. I'm just purely trading it really on technicals and trying to make a greedy profit. The next thing is that once we got that kind of lower low here, we actually had multiple confirmations where the price kind of consolidated here at the 21 day, then again here at the 100 day, okay? And then here again at the 100 day again, as soon as also the 21 day crossed the 200 day, as well as kind of the 50 day, okay? So you could argue that I probably got into this a little too late. Typically, they say that you should kind of get in on the second confirmation, but I guess I just wanted more confirmations, especially if I'm trading a coin that I know absolutely nothing about. I've done zero research on it, and I think is a shitcoin in my head. So therefore, I just wanted more technical kind of signals, which were going to show me, okay, like I do think that this is going to go better, or go up in price more, and it has more room to go. The other thing that I just really like particularly about VeChain versus, let's say, another shitcoin or whatever, is just the fact that the run up here wasn't too parabolic, but we really got that kind of nice stepping pattern that I like to talk a lot about on the channel. We got that up, then consolidation, maybe a little bit of pullback, then up again, a little bit of pullback, and this was all on the day chart, not on lower time frames like the hourly chart or whatever. So this just seemed like a real confirmation that, yeah, VeChain really did want to continue to move up more. And consequently, when I did decide to get in here, um, it was really nice to actually see that continuation up. And now, not only that, but at the moment, we're actually seeing like a kind of nice little pullback on VeChain, which is kind of like what I want to see. Okay. If the run up was just really, really, really parabolic here, that would make me a little more concerned. But the fact that we're again seeing another pullback, hopefully we can see some actual consolidation at maybe around the 0.115 area or whatever, just around here, the previous kind of place where we saw a bit of resistance here. Um, that would be really, really great. And this pullback is also natural because if we see here, that's where kind of this previous relative high was around here, and it's also been resistance back here, and also support when it actually broke through this 0.14, 0.15 range, right? So it was naturally to be expected, and it's not making me too concerned about it at all. Okay, so that was really kind of my logic of why I got into VeChain. The other key thing, and this is also very important if you're a beginner, is that I also, of course, is paying attention to the overall market. So you can't really just look at these random shitcoins and then just try and analyze price based off these types of shitcoins, because these shitcoins will follow the rest of the market, particularly Bitcoin, right? So if we go to Bitcoin chart, okay, I was also seeing that we were making the appropriate um, moves up, and we were getting confirmations in Bitcoin's price that the market really wanted to rebound as well. For example, we had the strong bounce off at the 50 and 21 day here. Once we got back to that 41K key resistance level, right around here, we got the strong bounce. We set that higher low, which was really, really, really good to see. And that coincided roughly a few days before when I got into my VeChain trade. So that was really important to see. And then we also had that breakthrough of the 41,000 mark, and we actually held above it for a few days. And that's when I really decided, okay, maybe there's from also just the overall market standpoint, from how Bitcoin is doing, etc. Maybe this is actually the time to take a punt on a shitcoin, okay, and make some money. Okay, so that was really the logic. Obviously, yesterday I was close to up to 50% on this trade, and now I'm back around to 27%. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Um, I think what's more important is just like, it's not how much profit I'm making, it's obviously how I manage to take the profit, okay? Because how many people end up in profit, then don't take profit, then get fucked later because they don't even have a plan of how to scale out. So I'm going to give you my sort of two ideas or two concepts I'm going to really use to basically scale out of this. Okay. The first thing that I'm planning on doing, because I did not take this trade with a stop loss at the moment, okay? Um, just because I kind of saw how everything was going, and then also I got that confirmation pretty quickly that we were going up, and at the same time, I kind of I kind of have a mental stop loss in my head, particularly when I'm trading on the day chart with crypto. So I didn't feel the need to take a stop loss. Um, I have the following two things I'm planning on doing in terms of then actually taking profits, okay? So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm planning to trail my stops. Okay, so what that means is you essentially start setting stop losses at higher and higher levels as the price continues to go up, okay? Um, just so that in case that price does tend to reverse very, very quickly, or if there's large liquidations in the market or whatever, you basically will still get stopped out for a profit. So for example, I could, let's say I opened my position around 0.107, I could set a stop loss at 0.12 at a certain point, so that if the price ever goes back below that, I will still get a profit at 0.12, which comes out to about whatever 15% profit, which is nothing but for crypto, but you get my idea, right? So as price continues to go up, I can just continue to move my stop up and up and up and up and up and up to basically continuously claim that profit while letting my trades still run. So that's how I'm kind of going to have, let's say, my so-called winning trades continue to actually win for me. And if it goes against me, then I'm still going to take a profit. When do I plan to initially take or set a stop loss. I'm actually waiting for a price to cross this key level of around 0.148 or so, or 0.15, let's say. I want to see a breakthrough through that. If I do see a breakthrough through that, I think we're going to probably do something like break through, make this new support, and then potentially continue higher. And that's when I'll probably decide to actually set a so-called like kind of break even stop loss at 0.11. Okay. Um, I would, if I do that, yes, of course, and then somehow crypto crashes or like the market crashes and VeChain crashes, yeah, I'm going to get stopped out, but basically break even, which sucks. But with that being said, I just would kind of be confident at that point that we're not probably going to go back down past 0.15 anytime soon. And if we did, it's whatever, like then I just break even and it doesn't really matter because also like I'm not trying to make like only 15% profit on the fucking $500 trade, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing that I also do plan on doing that is if we do start to get towards back to the all-time highs, okay, back to the all-time highs, I do plan on also starting to scale, so-called scale out of the position by taking like, 10% or 15% or 20%, I still don't know the number in my head yet, of my position out and just continue to take that as profits. So that also guarantees that I'm getting profits at certain key levels and that I will actually be making money off this trade, okay? Um, I know that maybe that sounds really stupid, particularly if I'm only playing with 500 bucks, but it's more just about the principle over anything. This is a strategy that I've used a lot for various shitcoin or altcoin trading, swing trading positions, and it's always worked out pretty favorably for me. Yes, maybe I didn't maximize my profit to the full extent, but I always made a profit. And it just allowed me to then consequently take those stablecoin profits that I've made and then either invest them into actual coins or actual projects that I am long-term bullish on, like Ethereum, or just cash it out and, I don't know, go on holiday or whatever. So that's kind of like what that's what's worked for me before, and I plan to implement the same strategy again, okay? As I said, I'm still not totally sure which level yet I'm going to start doing that, but probably if it gets close to or past zero point 0.2, I'll probably start to do that. Also depends, of course, on how just the overall market continues to move. But let's see what happens, okay? Anyways, hope you found this video interesting, or if you found that, like, if you learned anything from this video, definitely let me know. Please give me a like if you like this kind of video. If you think this trade was stupid, leave a comment. You can also leave a comment as to why I should just hold this and hodl VeChain for the long term, and maybe I'll consider. But yeah, anyways, take care, guys.